Well, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to the good life. I do a little radio show from my backyard in the hills of Encino. I'm a lucky guy. In fact, I'd say luckier than most. I have lots of friends that I like to call stars. Hey, in fact, there's one now. You probably know Ryan Stiles, Drew Carey Show. Whose line is it anyway? Black Hawk Down?
I wasn't in Black Hawk Down, Matt. That wasn't me, okay? What are you doing here?
The gate was actually open. I thought I'd take a little jacuzzi-roo.
I got company coming over, okay? People that matter, okay? Get up, go.
Bubbles feel so good,
Look,
Ryan.
Matt, you know what? You gotta stop doing this, okay? I can't be coming home with the wife and kids and you're in my tub, okay? Just get out.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yes, he just passed out. Oh, yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
Had to lighten them up loud. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. Had to lighten up. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Controversy swirling around this man and this particular song. We'll give our take in mere seconds. Come on, Jason.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town.
Yeah, these people can't behave.
Make it down the road. Around here we take
And they take everything wrong.
You cross that line,
Well, they believe me, they take it any way they want their narrative to hit. What direction is that?
Any way that causes controversy.
Jason Aldean, man, I love that guy. I love that guy. Should have been your cue to sort of fade this song down.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Old Lee Greenwood, who is, he's a patriot. He says Jason Aldean is the biggest patriot. Song has nothing to do with racism. Lee Greenwood, a country music legend, said on FNC's Jesse Waters Prime Time that his colleague Jason Aldean is the biggest patriot. While discussing this controversy surrounding his song and video, try that in a small town. Greenwood said, I'm a Jason Aldean fan. Hey, that makes, I think, all of us on this show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear Mark C.G. Boyer say, yeah. Do you think he's just walking lockstep with us?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just trying to be part of the team.
That's what. Because he goes to that fastest poker game on Thursday nights. You're aware of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tattoo Dave. He was,
yeah.
he was-
400.
I extracted 400.
Oh, you did? So okay, that's good.
He does pretty well there, unlike here.
As long as you can take their money, man, that's cool. But it is the fascist poker game. You're not going to find someone on the right at that poker game. You could throw a rock through that place and hit a lefty. I'm telling you. All sitting down there spouting their idiocy. Greenwood said, I'm a Jason Aldean fan. He's the biggest patriot like a lot of us. This has nothing to do with racism. It's about people trying to take away the freedom of expression. That's exactly what the left is doing. Where is the gray area? Someone help me out. If I'm wrong about this, tell me. Tell me.
There is no gray area, and it's only censorship that they disagree with.
Of course, anything that you say that they disagree with, then that should be banned. And that, my friends, is eliminating freedom of expression, which is the number one rule here in the United States of America. It's why so many people are fleeing their countries and getting wet through that river to get on the other side into Texas. I mean, that's in Arizona. That's why this happens, because of freedom of expression. Because we are not a monarchy. We are not a dictatorship. Well, we weren't a couple years ago, but it's becoming that way. Even though Whoopi, Teenage Ninja Turtle Goldberg, likes to call that fine governor of Florida a dictator.
Yeah.
It is just. Is that the kettle calling the? Well, I'm afraid to say that because boy, that's racism, Matt.
Yep, at its best.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
I know.
And it's worse. It's a great song. This guy has great producers and the guitar in this.
Yeah.
That Jason Aldean has a great band. Does he? Hey, because you're a country music aficionado, Tattoo Dave.
Yes, I am.
Does he? Is there a name for his band?
No, it's just Jason Aldean, but it's the same guys all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he should have, it should be Jason Aldean and the Pipe Fitters.
Yeah.
Patriots. Something. And the Patriots. How about that? Yeah, when it first...
They're excellent.
When it first came out... Oh, they are. Yeah. They are. When it first came out, I was all over it. I love Jason's approach. This is Lee Greenwood speaking. He's a great artist. Always does the right thing. Why does he do the right thing? Because it's the right thing to do. See, I learned that at 15 and a half years old. My father was real good about common sense. Continues to be to this day. And God bless my dad. I probably just jinxed him because I think he's 80 years old now.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. Oh, God.
I better not call him.
Oh, I hope I'm not right.
No, I have hope. I have lots of hope, Matt.
You do?
Yeah, because I went this week to visit a cousin. She's 96.
96 years old.
And all there.
The same age as a man, probably the last crooner. I can only think of one other crooner, but Tony Bennett. We lost Tony Bennett,
yeah.
96 years old. And my buddy in Palm Springs, Jack Jones, still alive, knock on wood, and kicking. But he's the only crooner left. I mean, he's it. The true crooner of that variety. I think that Jack Jones is it. We got to get his ass on the show again.
Is Engelbert around?
Yeah, you're right. I miss that. Engelbert, although a little younger, a little more youthful, he's probably only in his 80s now, but a fellow cigar smoker and a really good guy. Old Eng. If you pull up Eng, E-N-G, on that device in front of you, Tattoo Dave, you will find Engelbert. And it's just E-N-G and then boom. Okay. And then hit it. And then here we go. Let me continue before you get to that. Lee Greenwood says, I'm from a small...
Hi, this is...
Okay, before you get to that. Lee Greenwood continues, I'm from a small town in California. People can't take our freedom away because people know everybody in a small town, and that is what the heart of America is. It's rural America. He says when you talk about guns and having them in your home for defense, it's not about an offensive weapon. It's about hunting. It's about having the right to have the gun, and the people on the other side of that, they're idiots that take to the street and they kill other people. We're sympathetic of the people who die. Our heart goes out to those people who've been killed by guns, but it's the people who kill with the gun, not the gun itself. How about a big duh-a-roo?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to always put Second Amendment first when they see tragedy like this. I'm grateful for Jason Aldean. Lee Greenwood said, let's not get entangled about what the song says because it doesn't say anything except for the fact that we take care of each other in a small town. Engelbert?
That's it.
This is Engelbert Humperdinck. Hey, Matt, do you want to know what I think is magic?
Yeah.
My new Christmas album. Play it.
All right, give me 6 months, Engelbert. give me about 6 months. I love that man. He was on one of my first outlaw radio shows 20 some odd years ago. He had his own line of cigars, Engelbert Humperdinck. And I've been watching a lot of, for some damn reason, and I'm not certain why, but I've been watching a lot of Jerry Lewis Telethon. I've been watching the original that has been playing since 1958. They're still up there on stage on YouTube, where you can find us, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Punch it in exactly that way to find us on YouTube and Rumble.com and Twitter. But I was impressed by, I forgot how great a singer Engelbert Humperdinck is. And his friends, if you ever run into him, they call him Enge. Enge, that's his nickname.
You're listening?
Yeah, okay. What, you're just punching things randomly over there?
Yeah.
You're listening to...
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Okay. So you don't want to let him...
Seeing what else is coming up.
You don't want to let him finish?
Oh, sure I do.
Oh, okay.
You're listening to Magic Matt.
There he is. That's Engelbert. That's my buddy, and it's been a long time since he's been on the show. ABC's Holstein from the View, which, by the way, I think is beyond a doubt the highest rated television show during the daytime. Is that a sickness?
Wow.
Is that how many sick people do we have here in the United States of America?
Yes.
All of them.
Oh my God! Well, not all
Almost.
of them. Anyone that watches that friggin' show and doesn't look at it as parody. ABC legal analyst Sonny Holstein told her co-hosts on The View that she believed country musician Jason Aldean's song "Try That in a Small Town" intentionally embraces racist imagery. Well, the imagery is all that crap that happened during the lockdown and the takeover in Seattle, and we're going to make this our own country on Capitol Hill, and I mean it's the other side that was doing that. So who's the racist? This is real footage, and there are some that are saying, well, the footage in that video is some stuff from Canada. Well, so what? We know what went down here in the United States of America.
Yeah, and it's actual footage. It's news footage, and never once does he discriminate or not.
No.
It's crazy.
No, because it's here's the problem. Here's the problem the woke left has with this. It tells the truth.
Yep.
It shows you the truth. The hell that went down, if it were our side, if it were those lovers of America as we are here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, if it were those on the right, my God, there would be hell to pay. If that crap went down, do you think the mayors of these cities would have been so giving in their oh, you want to take over? You want to throw pipe bombs through the courthouse? Have at it.
Yeah, please.
We don't want to mess up your summer of effing love. These are the people we're dealing with. Another great reason not to visit Seattle, Washington. Holstein said, I'm actually not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This is that idiot stick, and I think it begins with that blonde chick, who I'm not certain, is she supposed to be the chick on the right on The View now? Because you can never tell. She's wishy-washy, just the way they like their panelists to be. And I'll ask again. I asked last week, hey, where the hell is the transgender on that panel?
Yeah.
Where does that transgender, or at the very least, a cross-dresser? I'll put a Laura Ashley flower
$2
print
million a year?
and Jonah David pumps.
Oh,
no, just to be a special guest.
Yeah,
just so they cover all bases, because here they are so preachy about the EIEIO transgender sect of our population, which is, for those of you watching us, I'm holding up my thumb and forefinger. I can't even separate the two enough to show you what a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percentage these people happen to be.
You can't even put a piece of paper through that.
No, you can't. That we are coddling.
Yeah.
We are coddling this tiny minority of for the most part, mental patients. For the most part, they're mental patients. Mark C.G. Boyer?
One of the things I sent you,
Yeah.
the kids are fighting back.
Yeah.
And I really like that. The children
Yeah.
are pointing to the adults what nuts they are.
In that, sometimes it comes down to that. Sometimes the kid, and I rarely would make this statement that sometimes the children know better, but it seems like in this respect, but it could be one of those isolated incidents where the masses of children are buying into it. But, I'll take the isolated incident simply to shed a spotlight on maybe what some kids are thinking these days.
34% of the kids responding to a survey of adults trying to track the census of the feeling of the kids on this transgender ideology.
Right.
34% of the respondents crapped on these idiots.
But it's only 34%.
But that's still
The other
a
60
lot of kids coming, hey, you're nuts.
Yeah. 34 is good because they will be the smart ones in the class. They will be the intelligentsia, the future of America.
Yeah, it seems to be the right ratio of left to right.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I was thinking, Tattoo Dave. Okay, this is Sonny Holstein on The View.
Do right now is listen. When you want empathy,
Pause again. Pause. It's the blonde chick starts and then segues to Sonny Holstein. Here we go.
Gretchen, the governor said, well, people need to just listen. They're coming after him. If you want people to empathize with your side, or your take or your interpretation, you need to stop, and he should open his ears, because maybe he doesn't consciously realize why a lot of people are not okay with this.
Is he talking about is she talking about Jason Aldean, or is she talking about our fine governor of the state of Florida? You can never follow these batty broads on The View. Continue.
I'm actually and you should really listen to that.
I'm actually not going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Of course not, Holstein.
Why would she?
No. Would I? Peg leg.
Jeez.
Right,
That you are,
Holstein?
and I'm pleased that you are.
agree that he should be allowed to say whatever he wants.
Because as a lawyer, when I put my legal hat on...
Pause. This is important. When Holstein talks about, when I put my legal hat on, it's about right and wrong, and yes, legally, that is the hat you should be wearing 24/7.
Yeah, why take it off?
No, because she's an idiot, right. And she is about social justice. She's not about justice. That's the big difference here. So what she's about to tell you in this statement is she takes her legal hat off, and then all of a sudden, I think that we do have to control some speech. Now, she doesn't say it in those words, but that's exactly what her message is. We need to control it. Listen to this idiot stick, Holstein on The View.
I don't believe in censorship. However, this man is from Macon, Georgia.
The minute you say however, it's over.
All right, there's no gray area.
I don't believe in gun control. However, the minute you hear however, you know they're full of crap. Continue.
My father's from Augusta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia. I spent many summers there. Yeah, both. I spent many summers.
It is sort of interesting. Both. So he was born in both places. How did that?
I was going to say.
How does that work? And this is.
He gets around.
This is a brain trust. Holstein, who's an attorney. He's from both. Sort of right there on the border. That's
literally just said and from.
Oh yeah. Continue.
There. It is one of the most racist places in this country. So don't tell me.
How many years are you going back in time, Holstein? How many years? I mean, at least 30 years, 40 years. And she's going to present her mother in the audience, who is a white woman. And of course, to prove the point that, listen, white women, by and large, are the liberal lefties of America. By and large, except those probably watching us on YouTube and Rumble.com and listening to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on great radio stations across the country, because you are not the dumb broads. But these lefties are the woke of the wokest, these white middle class to upper middle class chicks in the suburbs. So you're not proving a thing by showing Mama there in the front row, who happens to be a white woman. I find these people despicable.
Absolutely.
You know, these are the Upper West Side of New York. We certainly believe in all of our black brethren having the same rights as long as, while they're serving us coup d'etat at our wine party. That's really the way they think. Who are the racists here? It's the left. It always has been the left. It started off with the left. It was a Republican who freed the slaves. It happened to be Democrats who began and perpetuated the KKK. They never wanted to stop that KKK business. It was Republicans that stopped the KKK movement. Continue with Holstein.
That he knew nothing about what that imagery meant and what he... so I don't give him the benefit.
But I'm saying, along with him, more people should also be held accountable. The other thing is that what was evoked for me...
Pause. By the way, did you notice the way Holstein talked over that white woman on the panel?
Wouldn't let her get a word in edgewise.
Just talked over her because she is superior, and of course, she has the floor. Wouldn't let that broad get a word in edgewise. Continue.
Was, you're not going to get out of this town.
Yeah.
Are those sundown...
Yeah, don't let the sun...
So that clarifies it. It is Jason Aldean, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
There he is.
Go down on your ass.
Because there were times when black people... My mother's in the audience today. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Oh, the audience goes nuts.
And my mother and father, because they were an interracial couple, were run out of South Carolina by the KKK.
Pause.
That's because they were both born in two parts of Georgia.
Yeah, and by the way, the KKK, created by the Democrats.
Right.
And P.S., how many years ago? This is at least 45...
No, it's more than that. It's in the 60s.
I mean, my God, how many years ago did this happen?
60 years ago.
Continue.
And... my father is still scarred from that experience, and you are still scarred from that experience.
Pause. And, of course, the mom is nodding her head yes. Why? Because Mama, just like Holstein, always the victim. Oh, yes, I'm scarred. Get over it. Pull yourself up by the old bootstraps and make something of yourself here in America. That's what America is all about. But son of a bitch, get over it. Stop it with this victimhood. Without victimhood, there is no left and there is no Democrat Party. Period. Continue.
So
we're all still scarred from that experience.
So don't tell me.
Pause. Yeah, but not everyone's scarred so you can see it, Whoopi. So, you mutant ninja teenage mutant looking Whoopi Goldberg, continue.
That not only was he aware of what he was doing by using that imagery, he embraces that imagery.
Oh, he does.
And unfortunately, this became the #1 song on U.S. iTunes. We have a problem in this country about race, and the biggest problem is we refuse to admit that it exists.
Well, don't you think that a lot of this city, small town business is racist, is about race? The city's more black people than the small towns.
Of course,
and
that's why you turn on
Pause. I want you to know, and we have a second here. I want you to know that Beastar, one of her lefty rags. That's where she gets her proof and all of these items to cement her facts. And talking about the most racist are the small red towns. How do you know if they're red or they're blue simply because a town is in a red state? You don't. You absolutely do not, and I think this blonde chick sort of makes that point, but she's talking about race. She didn't even say racism, but race. They won't admit the race. No, the only racism comes from your side, and the only stoking of that fire, this non-existent problem that was spurned again, that was stoked again by Barack effing Obama, who brought back race relations 100 friggin' years.
Yeah.
It's all coming from the left. Continue.
Imagery.
You turn on Fox News any given time of the day, and there's all these stories about New York and California being crime-ridden states. Yeah. The states with the worst murder rates are all red. States, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Missouri.
You're making it Democrat, Republican, but there are a lot of small towns that are not.
This is all political.
That are not red.
I know, but I'm saying that not every small town is a red or a blue.
Good luck.
But the ones that he's talking from.
You have the...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I have a legal note.
Really?
Yes?
Yeah, you have a legal note, you idiot, Holstein.
Jason Aldean defended his song in a statement, saying the references people have made are not only meritless, but dangerous. He added there is not a single lyric in that song that references race or points to it.
Yeah.
And there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage.
Did you ever hear of a dog whistle?
And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far.
Okay, let's continue. Let's hear.
This is about all of this.
I understand. This is the Jason Aldean. Why are they still talking? This is the Jason Aldean song that we're referencing as we go to break here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Outlaw Radio. The staccato hoofbeats of a golden palomino, carrying a man who fights wherever justice needs a champion. Magic Matt Allen.
In mere minutes, we are going to talk about the best burger in the United States of America, according to me. And damn it, if you're watching us on Rumble.com and YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, and listening to us on fine stations, what other opinion really matters, right? Because it's a dictatorship. I'm certain Whoopi Goldberg would call me a dictator, as she calls DeSantis wants to be a dictator.
She might take out the aider.
Oh, my God. Oh, whoa. Listen to that. Hey, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem blasts the cancel campaign against Jason Aldean. She put out a little tweet, and the reason why we're going to listen to about a minute of this lovely woman is because she's hot. She is... This Kristi Noem, South Dakota governor, and, you know, she's sort of flip-flopped on things, but I think she's a pretty good broad, and I would put her in the category of broad. I bet she could hang with us, smoke cigars, you know, eat a little red meat or a lot of red meat, and have a happy day, maybe a martini or three.
Oh, boy.
Perhaps an old-fashioned. I think she's that kind of gal, but... Forget about that. I don't believe that she probably would have gained the success and the support of South Dakota if she were a fugliog. And this chick is, I mean, she's model hot. This governor is sexy and hot, and she even looks great in this little Twitter she put out talking about the Jason Aldean song. Let's hear that, shall we?
Good morning, everybody. I was just getting in the car to head to a meeting, and I was thinking about something I posted on my social media on May 24th. It was about a new song that had just been released that my friend Neil Thrasher helped write, and Kalo as well, both dear friends of mine. But it was by Jason Aldean, and I was so impressed with the song because it talked about the value of small towns and how we have our priorities right. And when I posted on my social media, I talked about that I hoped the video would be shot in South Dakota because that is our way of life here. I am shocked by what I'm seeing in this country with people attempting to cancel this song and cancel Jason and his beliefs, and him and Brittany are outspoken about their love for law and order and for their love of this country, and I'm just grateful for them. I think a lot of times people that go out and fight every day on these important issues and have an opinion and remember the freedom and liberty that this country was founded on get persecuted from it, and we're seeing that with the Aldeans right now and the songwriters that work so hard on this. And I just want them to know that we support them, we love them. Thank you for writing a song that America can get behind, and boy,
did get behind.
Keep singing, keep playing, and if you want to come to South Dakota, I'll let you play anywhere. We'll facilitate it. I know you're coming in August, but if you want to come sing it on the governor's residence front lawn, we'll do it proudly. So
nice.
Thank you for being patriots. God bless you.
Yeah, Governor Christie Noem. I'll do something on your front lawn. Wow. Oh, man, is she hot. Did you look her up yet, Tattoo Dave?
No, I've been trying to pay attention.
Oh, no. She's, oh, wow.
I'm afraid.
Does anyone, she's got to be a married woman. I bet she's married to some linebacker-looking dude, you know, some GQ model type guy, because I'm telling you, even if she were on the left, but by the way, you notice that the chicks on the left, I mean, by and large, not attractive. That AOC, she sort of tips the scale on their side. Huh?
I just looked her up. She's a little Barbie Benton-ish.
Oh, is she not hot?
Yeah.
See, I'm not overstating this.
No. I'm coming to her front lawn.
Yeah. Oh, I'll mow. Believe me, I'll mow that bush in the front lawn.
I'm going to make Billy do the lawn.
Right. I'll take care of it.
That's easy.
DeSantis, and by the way, yes, we're 12 to 15 years old.
That's okay.
Oh yeah.
Keeps us young.
DeSantis on CMT Aldean saga. We're off the rocker, he says. This is an interview on Fox and Friends a few days ago. Governor Ron DeSantis. And by the way, I wanted to ask, did that Christie Noem, did she throw her hat in the ring yet? For presidential race?
I don't think so, because I think I would have heard that.
I don't know. I mean, she certainly would be probably more than feasible running mate with whoever it happens to be.
I'm waiting for Candace.
Yeah. Oh, Candace Owens?
Oh, yeah.
Little young. I
know.
I think a little young.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Is she 35 yet?
Yeah, I don't even. She's.
I'm thinking 12 years.
Yeah, she'll be in there.
She will be.
So.
Hey, by the way, real quick.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean, just so you know, him and his wife, they get into it with the lefty. There's a few country artists that are I won't say any names, but
Garth Brooks.
Yeah, Maren Morris.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get into it with him publicly.
Right.
So I mean, there's just no hiding who he is and what he's about.
Yeah, he's a patriot. He's an American. He loves the United States of America, and for that alone. I mean, forget about the great production in his music and the great songs, but for that alone, I mean, the guy is brilliant.
He just played, actually, the CMA Awards, or the CMA Fest on Wednesday night.
Try that in a small town, man. DeSantis called CMT's decision cancel culture, and he likened it to the federal government's efforts to censor so-called misinformation, which all that misinformation that was coming out about, that flu and so on, all that misinformation. Well, it turns out, gosh darn it, it wasn't misinformation after all. Isn't that communism at its best? Isn't that Marxism at its worst? He says, we need to get back on kilter and start having a free society again and embracing truth. This is DeSantis. He said he thinks it's part of and parcel of a lot of the nonsense we've seen over the last many years. I just wish that Governor DeSantis just exhibited a little more gravitas. You know, that's what I love about Trump, man. Yeah. He'll tell it like it is. But oh God, I mean, how is he going to get off scot-free? All they need is one charge to stick. And it's not even thinly veiled. We know what's going on here. It's all about the presidential run. It's all about his run for president. What is happening in America is Marxism and communism, something I never, ever thought I would see in my lifetime as a lover of America.
Yeah.
And to say it pisses me off is an understatement. Whoopi Goldberg says she believes the aforementioned DeSantis wants to be a dictator. Who the hell is your president, Whoopi? My gosh, we've never had a dictator like this son of a bitch in that Oval Office. This fake prez.
Edit.
You notice I didn't say, I said prez, so hopefully the analytics on YouTube won't stop us down and ban this show. Whoopi, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle-looking Goldberg, told her co-hosts on The View, Governor Ron DeSantis wanted to be a dictator. When asked on CNN about former President Donald Trump possibly being charged for January 6th, DeSantis said, I don't think it serves us good to have a presidential election focused on what happened 4 years ago in January, so I want to focus on looking forward. I don't want to look back. Now, Goldberg said what's interesting about these people, that's Goldberg's quote.
Them.
You talked about not even saying or admitting that anything wrong was done. It's because they want to do the same thing. DeSantis wants the same kind of country. I believe that he also wants to be a dictator. I believe many of these folks who are defending this, defending freedom? You mean these folks defending freedom, Whoopi? Yeah. You friggin' idiot. You're the opposite of Einstein. Yeah. I mean, the only good thing that I can point out about Whoopi Goldberg is that she smokes cigars. So you go, girl. I believe many of these folks are defending this. I have to tell you, I never thought in my lifetime, and this is Goldberg's quote, I never thought in my lifetime that I would see this country come as close to dictatorship as I've ever seen. Well, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, except you're
Democrat. I mean, Whoopi is telling the truth. She just has no idea what she's saying. But you're right. Do the math. When that man who is in the Oval Office right now has a problem with the big guys in the high court making a decision, he says, well, you know, we'll still get your money. Those of you who owe for all those college tuition and, the gazillions and all that, well, still, forget what they say. Is that not dictatorship? I mean, is that not, Mark, am I wrong about this?
No.
Is that not what that means? When his voice supersedes those of, and I'll tell you what, you don't get much higher than the Supreme effing Court. But he cares not. No, we'll get you, because we need your votes. Well, I think I'm doing Ross Perot now.
I heard that.
What happened there? Goldberg said, what's interesting, co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin, I think maybe that's the blonde gal on the panel, said, what's crazy to me about this Donald Trump, there's this big piece in the New York Times, we talked about it briefly yesterday, Donald Trump's team around him, now on the record saying, his plans for a second term are to grow the executive branch and the powers of the presidency. Co-host Sarah Haynes said to eliminate checks and balances. They're pretty much eliminated right now, unfortunately, because our hands are tied for the most part. Goldberg said that's called dictatorship. No, what's called dictatorship is, you just take a little run to the Oval Office. You'll see dictatorship. They're just sitting. I don't even know if he's sitting. Does he have a colostomy bag yet? Because if he does,
he's probably taking a nap.
Yeah, well, taking something.
He's next to his chocolate chip ice cream.
Taking something as he's taking a nap. Sheryl Crow is raging at Jason Aldean over his song "Try That in a Small Town." Yeah, Cheryl, one-ply toilet paper crow. And I mentioned this before, but I want to double down on this because I want you to be safe. Nobody wants feces on their hands. So if you ever meet Sheryl Crow, who I've always found really sexy and I love her music, don't shake her hand because she believes in one ply and one ply only when it comes to toilet paper. Save those trees. Of course, by saving the trees here in California, Governor Nimrod here in the formerly great state of California will not let the brush be cleared, which causes the fires.
Yeah.
Am I making this up?
No.
I mean, that's just
ridiculous.
It's just 100% correct. I mean,
100%.
That's the truth. We do preach the truth here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Crow seized on the song's gun references, of course, and raged again. And by the way, Sheryl Crow, who is, I do find her fairly sexy and fairly hot, but smelly fingers. She
Lumi. She needs Lumi.
Something tells me. Don't we all need Lumi?
Mark Boyer does.
Something tells me that she ain't a brain trust. Something about her. This hippie chick.
I gotta tell you, man, I don't find her what you do.
Well, and she loved, and she seems to still like Kid Rock. So they did that song together, and I think
that was way before.
Yeah, it was, but I don't see any cage match happening with. Although, man, I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see Sheryl Crow and Kid Rock in a cage match.
He just machine gunner right out of the phone.
Jason Aldean, from a small town. Even people in small towns are sick of violence, Sheryl Crow says. There's nothing small town or American about promoting violence, and he's not in the song whatsoever. She tweeted, "You should know that better than anyone, having survived a mass shooting." Jason Aldean says, "I'm from a small town. Even people in small towns are sick of violence. There's nothing small town or American about promoting violence. Wait, was that from Jason Aldean? Or was
that was Crow.
So Sheryl Crow says no. So this is. I have a tough time with this Twitter. I'm not a social magnate, social media magnate. I just, it's tough enough for me to even find an inbox on any sort of web-based stuff. I mean, that's who I am. I am a Luddite. Aldean's song highlights the leftist lawlessness, anti-police sentiment, and rogue violence against innocents, often seen in big cities, and juxtaposes these things with a small-town effort to preserve law, order, and decency. One part of the song's lyrics highlight how people in small-town America treasure firearms handed down from family members and have no plans to comply with calls to surrender their firearms. I didn't get that from the song. Did you?
Not at all. It's 100% opposite.
Yeah, I did not get that from the song whatsoever. But, by now, it seems to me that anyone who loves America has probably listened to this Jason Aldean song by now. And there's nothing racist about it, but there is a lot of truth. And the video stuff was true. It was happening during that flu for several years with the takeover of towns, Capitol Hill in Seattle, our summer of love. These are the crack addict pieces of crap who were taking down America. We'll be this after back on Outlaw.
Burning statues. Nice.
Forget the roofs and the ceilings. Baby, let's go party. Get 'em all in a feeling. Baby, let's go party. I'm catching looks to deliver. Throwing my head
stars, would-be stars, wannabes, and people who just want to hear themselves talk. The demons of decadence, smoking, drinking, and interrupting. Live from an 1876 Virginia City, Nevada-style bar, this is Magic Matt Allen, Outlaw Radio.
You know, as far as this Jason Aldean song, the small town song, what about this Missy Elliott? And who is the chick that's so vocal and she's so the rapper that's so close to the man occupying the White House now? She's real loud and she has a tough time with eggs, being $6 for a dozen. And who is this chick I'm trying to think of?
You got me.
Nah, you're better with this than I am.
I can't think of it.
She's a huge rap name, and most of her songs are about killing the police and all of this nastiness in rap, but no one has a problem with that. So Jason Aldean simply exemplifies the truth in his video and his song, What Went Down During the Flu, and continues, give them a cause, man, and they'll burn your joint. I mean, give them any sort of they all need a cause. It's all about having a cause because these folks on the left have small lives and most of them don't work. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Most of them are out of a gig, especially all those Hollywood types who seem to be out of a gig right now. It doesn't look like that's getting better anytime soon, does it, Tattoo Dave?
Yeah, you never know.
What?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this whole, I think it has a lot to do with this AI stuff, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. And In-N-Out Burger, man, I love this company, not only because they make the most magnificent burger, but now they are doubling down, and I love these folks. They were staying open during the pandemic, many of them.
Oh, yeah.
Many of them said, screw this crap. That chick who runs that company is the greatest.
They take care of their kids.
Yeah, they do. They take care of their all of their employees.
They get, it's ridiculous.
And they make great friggin' burgers. So I'll get to this In-N-Out story that if you don't know about it, don't look it up on the internet so you're ahead of me on this. Just hang with us on Outlaw Radio, and I'll mention it. And it's something. I'll give you a little teaser. It's about masks. All right, and In-N-Out, the greatest burger ever. There was a Las Vegas brawl involving scantily clad women. My daughter sent this to me from New York City. I think anytime she sees a headline with scantily clad women, she sends it to me because I guess I've been using the term scantily clad women all of her life. But it was an eruption over a married man, 24-year-old mistress who was seen pursuing her romantic rival with a stiletto flip-flop in Sin City, Vegas. 4 skimpily dressed women caught on video in a no-holds-barred fight at the Ritzy Wynn, Las Vegas. By the way, that's about the most ritzy hotel there in Vegas, the Wynn.
Awesome.
We're battling over a married man, according to police report, and there's viral footage, and this chick... let's see. How do I say this nicely? Her booty is bigger than who is that rap chick with the biggest booty?
Jennifer.
No.
J-Lo.
Oh, J-Lo? No, she's not a rapper.
No.
You're thinking of.
She has quite.
No, the loudmouth lefty. Yeah, I can never think of her name. I think I lock those portions out of my mind.
Yeah, when you're talking rap, you don't get me. I'm not into that at all.
But this chick has a ginormous booty, and the footage showed 24-year-old Danielle Pateteta in a 2-piece dress with her skirt hiked up around her waist, her thong exposed, as she sparred with a woman on the floor in cut-off jeans and a halter top. And it was a heavily redacted police report, but it shed some light on hair pulling. I don't know about you, but I'm in for a good cat fight. We'll be this after back on Outlaw Radio.
On the street, I was talking to a man. He said there's so much, but there's nothing, man, that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said that ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next
Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yes, he just passed out. Yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad.
Had to lighten him up loud. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. Had to lighten up. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all his guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
It must have been that I was watching a Jerry Lewis interview on YouTube, then it just slides into everything Jerry Lewis.
They've torn Portland all to pieces.
Yeah, here's another one. Did this guy get a lot of protests for this song?
I don't think so.
Chicago, go to hell.
Speaking the truth.
Yeah.
Singing the truth.
Yeah.
There's people leaving New York City like they rang the fire bell.
My daughter's about ready to get out of New York City.
They call them
don't blame her.
sills and lightnings.
Yeah, she can't take it anymore.
Yeah. Gotta be right.
Yeah.
Cancel those who don't agree.
Yeah, what should they do, my friend?
I wish all these folks who claim they're woke would just go
back to sleep. I'm just saying.
Have we all lost our minds?
I'm just saying.
Where do we draw the line?
Good stuff, man.
Y'all think it takes balls to be singing
What I'm saying.
But I'm just
saying.
I'm just saying.
What you thinking? That's what we do here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Welcome back, my friends. So it's Jerry Lewis Telethon has been on since early in the morning and playing, I think, every telethon since the inception of Jerry Lewis's Telethon. I was a telethon guy. I was one of those guys on a Sunday night as a kid. I would watch the whole damn thing. I would try to stay up, and then I'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, see if Jerry was still on. I get the impression that Tattoo Dave, our producer, probably not a telethon guy.
No, actually, when I was younger, it was something.
You were?
Yeah, it was something fun to watch.
Oh, no kidding.
See all the appearances and the stars and everybody that came, and it was.
You know,
fun.
one of the rare places you could see Frank Sinatra for free.
Yeah.
You know, and all of Jerry's brethren there. But it begs the question, after watching a lot of this, what happened to P. Isadora? I believe when Jerry Lewis went off the air with his telethon, she lost her venue. I think that was the only place she would appear. And if I'm not incorrect about this, I think P. Isadora is married to an exceptionally filthy rich guy. And she, after there she is in the middle of the stage singing. And I owed it to myself to turn up the volume, and I did, because I thought, it's been many, many years. I used to think she sucked. Maybe I was wrong. You know, I was at a tender age. Maybe there was a lot going on.
But she was good to look at.
And so I listened to both songs, and I will tell you, my friends, she has no discernible talent whatsoever.
She was supposed to be the next Streisand.
Oh my God, Streisand, who I don't like personally, and I don't like her politics, but a brilliant singer.
Yes.
Oh my God, Streisand is and a hell of a good actress as well. But P. Isadora, neither one, neither an actress nor a singer. Yeah, that Pia Zadora, man. But I got a feeling that her really rich husband at the time pulled some strings.
She's got 3 of them.
And said, Jer, could you get my bride on there? Get a little guest shot? I'll give you, $2 million to the telethon. You know those things went on. And you know that with a Pia Zadora being married to some wealthy, incredibly rich dude, I know that came down. God, I wish Jerry was still alive. Well, he'd never admit to it. He'd never admit to it. And then I saw a little snippet of an interview with my buddy Sam Denoff interviewing Jerry Lewis. Sam Denoff was one of the fantastic writers here in Hollywood, and he was a regular on the very first Magic Matt's Outlaw Radios, and he was there for 8 years till his death. And he wrote That Girl with Bill Persky, his writing partner, and he was known as a doctor, a comedian, a sitcom doctor. He'd go in and fix shows,
script doctor,
and create shows like That Girl, which was a huge hit with Marlo Thomas. Yeah. Married to that big lefty Phil Donahue. I think they're still married. That Phil Donahue, who he sort of paved the way for cross-dressing when he appeared on his show in a dress one day.
I remember.
You remember that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Floral.
I think, I think he did a pretty good show, but, he's another nut. He's a total nut. In-N-Out Burger, they don't serve nuts. And they will serve a nut, but they don't serve nuts at In-N-Out Burger. But that double-double... And I know you youngins. It's like, I like it animal style, and I like the fries animal style. No. I get the fries animal style. I understand that concept because those In-N-Out Burger fries do not travel.
Yeah, but you know what?
Tattoo Dave.
Tattoo Dave. Them when they come out, there's nothing like them.
You have to eat them instantly.
Yes.
You can't even wait a minute. You have to eat them instantly. And I think it's because of lack of preservatives.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And
it's an advertisement for preservatives.
Yeah, but it is.
Yeah,
but they're really good. Those are, I have no problem with that animal style version of that because I like their quote unquote secret sauce.
Yeah.
So that's good. But there's no reason to get an In-N-Out double-double any other way except the way they serve it.
No. I disagree.
Well, I disagree with you.
No, you don't. You won't after I tell you.
Animal style is not the way to go. But the only thing that makes it better is to do a 3-by.
3-by-3 and grilled and raw onions.
All right, I don't have a real problem with that.
I didn't think you would.
Yeah, I don't have a...
It's excellent.
In-N-Out Burger, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, you lovely woman who took over, I think, for her father. And this has been a mainstay in Southern California for years, and now there's one in Vegas and I think in Arizona. But, they never really branched out. Their tentacles were not long because they wanted quality to be first. And they're not a franchise. In-N-Out is not a franchise.
No, you have to own them.
That's how they maintain that incredible quality in every In-N-Out. And that's why you see the lines out the ass onto the street.
It's unbelievable.
But it's not unbelievable to me because it's the only fast food joint I would wait in line for a double-double or a 3-by.
You're talking about Lynn Snyder. That's her name.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah.
She is such a brilliant gal, and she stays true to the values of her father and America. And by the way, not a bad-looking gal.
No, she's okay.
I always thought that she and I would make a pretty good pair. I need a sugar mama in my life.
I'm going to make a phone call for you.
Would you fix this up for me?
I got you covered.
I mean, even though I don't date, quote unquote, maybe if we just met at one of the In-N-Outs and, I'd even buy her a damn burger. But just when you thought we could file away our masking policy stories, In-N-Out pulls another one out. Uh-oh. According to leaked company memo. I love this part. Like they cared. Like a leaked company memo from In-N-Out. Like they really cared that this was leaked. Not in any way, shape, or form. Starting August 14th, the California-based fast food burger chain is prohibiting employees in 5 states, including Texas. So they've got one in Texas now, too, or one or
they
two.
They are
or
branching.
Three.
Yep.
Excellent.
No mask.
From wearing masks unless they have a note from a doctor. I love this. I love this.
Awesome.
Other states in the ban include Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, and Utah. Well, now we know where they branched out to. And here in California, where laws prevent employers from banning masks, employees can wear company-supplied N95 masks. And boy, those work really well, don't they? Mm-hmm. Don't those masks work really well? Yeah, a lot like that Vaxaroo. Boy, that thing works really well. The only people that I know that are getting COVID have had all the vaxes and the boosters. Yeah. Those are the people, I'm not making this up. Those are the people that are getting the COVID. These new rules are designed to emphasize the importance of customer service and the ability, I love this woman, and the ability to show our associates smiles and other facial features while considering the health and well-being of all individuals, per memos posted in Twitter. In-N-Out hopes this will help promote clear and effective communication with customers and associates. Failure to comply with the policy could result in termination. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good. It was such a fascist concept, this whole mask wearing thing. Is there a medical need for a mask? The doctor's note should clearly state the reason for the exemption and the estimated duration in order to keep your gig at the great In-N-Out Burgers. Judy Stone, oh, here we go. Judy Stone, an infectious disease specialist, wrote in a column for Forbes that the new masking policy, even though the C word, the flu, is no longer a public health emergency as of May 11th, can still threaten employees' health, she points out. Requiring a doctor's note is also a burden in terms of time and money. Many people don't have a primary care physician or one who is readily available. Well, now, hold on a second. If indeed you are required to wear one of them things, then obviously you have been seeking treatment from a doctor. Otherwise, how in the hell would you know? Am I wrong here?
Correct.
And does not In-N-Out have a health plan?
That's what I was going to say. They offer insurance. They take such good care of their employees.
They do, man.
Those kids, 401ks, medical plans. So it's not going to cost them anything.
They're the best. I mean, not only do
or a copay.
Yeah. I mean, Tattoo Dave. Not only do they serve the best burgers, but they're simply a great company, and they're God-fearing people.
Yep.
I wonder how many leftists who hate the mantra of In-N-Out, the fact that these In-N-Out folks believe in God and love America. I wonder how many of them eat there. Probably all of them, because it's a quality product.
Yeah.
Unlike, and by the way, not one to boast, unlike me, I'm sure Ben & Jerry's ice cream is fine, but I wouldn't get that near my mouth within a mile, because I can't stand those two bastards.
Not for free.
No, not for free. Many people don't have a primary care physician or one who's readily available, and requiring proof of a disability might be considered a violation of the Americans with Disability Act, depending on how one interprets masking as a request for accommodation. But people wear masks for a variety of personal reasons. Well, listen, if you're a fugly ugg, I get it.
That's a true statement right there, man. And when the masks were on and everybody was wearing them,
everybody looked great, didn't they?
They were so hot.
Yeah. So you have that you have that chick with a hot body, but a mask, and you have
the pretty eyes.
Oh, and very pretty eyes.
Yeah. And then you think, wow, this is great.
And then all of a sudden, goat lips. But people wear masks for a variety of personal reasons. Servers at restaurants, retail workers, and people just walking down the street still sometimes wear masks. Oh, you know why?
People driving by themselves.
Because they're freaking idiots. And it's like, we are all discerning. We don't listen to the government. However, we shall wear a mask.
I had to wear a mask on Monday.
You did?
Yep. I had to go see the doctor about a prescription.
Yeah, and they're still doing that.
They make you wear a mask in the facility. And
well,
and it was so awkward and uncomfortable.
I would have let you borrow my Frankenstein mask.
Yeah, I should have just put a full head costume. Exactly.
Yeah. It's their business, presumably, to not catch viruses.
It's
or
the doctors that know this is crap.
I sort of think it's nice that these folks walk in the streets because I see them over there at Van Nuys and so on, and they're wearing the masks. Yeah. And, isn't it nice to know who the dumb bolts are? Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to be able to point them out.
And the worst part is outside.
Yeah.
The world's greatest epidemiologist said you will, the likeliness of you catching this flu outdoors is slim to none.
Hold on. Are you talking about, you're not talking about Fauci, are you?
No. Okay. I'm talking about the World Organization epidemiologist that came out.
Wait. Are you talking about who? The World Health Organization?
Somebody, whoever said it. Yeah. The likeliness of getting it outside was like nil.
By the way, there's an organization I'm not going.
Well, I know.
I'm not going to give you my 2 cents on because I don't want to be. I don't want this show to be banned on YouTube. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Punch it in and subscribe.
Yes, please.
We're on our way to 1 billion subscribers,
and somebody's on their way to 50 grand.
50 grand for our 1,000th subscriber. So you better get going. We asked a couple of local restaurateurs about In-N-Out's new no mask policy. Shannon Wynn's resume includes Flying Saucer, Rodeo Goat, Flying Fish, Meddlesome Moth. Boy, these are great names for restaurants. Real appetizing. And Miriam Cochina Latina.
Yeah.
He says that it's important to consider individual tolerances. Everybody has different tolerances, and we want to be sensitive to workers' tolerances and fears. Wynn told the Observer in an email. See, I would never hire anyone that was fearful of their own shadow. I would do my damnedest to suss that out in the interview. Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You don't want pusses working for you.
The question is, how would you do that, though? And then you become a target.
Oh, there are ways. That said, a server with a mask cannot communicate as effectively as one without a mask. Harder to hear, not able to smile, and this may quite naturally affect their ability to make a better tip. Yeah, that's true, man.
Yep.
Not that they worry about that at In-N-Out, because it's not really about tips there. Chef Patrick Stark spent 9 years at Sundown, you better take care.
If I find
old Gordon Lightfoot, Aurelia, Canada.
If you get to an In-N-Out and you get to the window, you're in line, you wait in line, you're in there for 35 minutes, and you get to the window and you say, you know what, I forgot my wallet. They will still give you the food.
What, you pulled that scam?
No, it was my ex's daughter worked for them.
Oh, yeah?
And that was their policy.
Yeah, well, it only makes sense because it only costs them a couple bucks, and it's something that is so lost by today's standards. Goodwill with customers.
Yep.
Mark C.G. Boyer?
Within the industry, there's something called a P&L sheet.
Yeah.
It's profit and loss.
Right. Thank you for explaining what that meant.
Well, for those who don't know.
Do you really think that our listeners and our viewers of Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on Rumble.com and YouTube are that stupid?
Hold on, let me zoom in on
not
that.
necessarily.
You gotta go there every day.
Anyway, so yeah,
and
P&L.
so any food that ends up being trashed or given away for free just goes on the P&L sheet.
Right.
And so they really aren't going to lose that much money.
It's not a couple dollars either.
Do we have to go through all that? Didn't I just say that? It wasn't a lot of money?
Hey, I'll give you something. In my industry, we get catered.
Well, explain your industry.
I'm in the movie industry, and we are a traveling city. So wherever we go, we bring caterers, we bring craft service, and any given time, whatever I want.
Except now.
Well, yeah. No, it's changed. It's back to normal. Well, yeah, right, except for the strike.
Because the writers...
Now that I'm out of work for God knows how long.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that being said, the caterers make an extraordinary amount of food for us.
Yeah.
And there is always tons of food left over. And, when we're downtown or in areas less fortunate, let's say, we would give that food to the people.
Yeah.
And somebody got a stomach ache or something happened, and now we're not allowed to do that anymore.
That's because they sued, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sued.
But now, all this food just goes to the trash.
Yeah.
It is a huge waste.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tattoo Dave was kind enough and gracious enough to bring over some of this, and man,
it's the bomb.
No, this stuff is stuff that would be served at the finest restaurants. Yeah.
These are good quality caterers, the best quality food.
If someone has a legitimate reason to wear a mask, medical or personal, like living with an immune-compromised family, what is the issue if they need to wear it? He points out that no one volunteers to wear a mask. Rather, they usually have a reason to do so. By the way, I think any doctor would give you a note. Any doctor, if you really want to wear a mask.
Yeah.
He sees the move as short-sighted, meaning if you just tuned In-N-Out is now demanding no masks from any of their employees, new or or old at any of their stores. And so this dude says, well, it's short-sighted, potentially affecting future hiring needs. I don't think it's going to get in the way of the fine people that they hire at In-N-Out, because these are great workers. You know, these are people with great sensibility and tremendous customer service.
Yep.
You won't get into a fight with an In-N-Out burger employee. It's simply impossible.
Well, it's their job to be greeting and cheerful and helpful.
And gracious.
Yeah.
Could you imagine firing one of always with a smile? They're always smiling.
Billy Dilly.
Yeah, Billy Dilly.
Billy Dilly.
Our HR man. Speaking of a man with always a smile, hoorah.
Just having fun.
Billy Dilly's always having fun and always has a smile, and I love you for that, my friend.
Billy, wave to everybody.
I'm just sorry that my brother Mart gives you such a ration of crap. I don't know why he picks on you, because we go through this when you're not here.
He owes me money.
That's true. That's a true statement.
He owes all of us money. Hey, could you imagine firing one of your best employees because they need to wear a mask for a fast food restaurant? To flex on this topic is probably a cheap ploy for attention because they aren't doing well in the market. Oh, really? In-N-Out not doing well in the market? Or for some kind of company polarization politically, which is happening? In-N-Out was against vaccine mandates during the pandemic, choosing to shut down stores rather than make guests show vaccine cards. That's the woman behind this great company called In-N-Out.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
And this Barbie movie seems to be kicking some ass with my honey. With my little honey buns. Oh, man. Is she about the hottest? I got to tell you, I put her up there with Kristi Noem, though. Either one of those.
Oh, man. No.
Both sexy.
That's black and white.
Both sexy. No, they're both white.
Night and day.
Both white.
Night and day.
Who am I talking about?
I can't think of her name.
I can't either. I knew it would have come up by now. Neither one of us could think of this hot chick in the Barbie movie. In the face of two, I know that they'll post this on either my Facebook page, on Rumble.com, or YouTube.
Margot.
Margot
Robbie.
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 Yeah. In the face of two releases already stamped as mega hits, Sound
and From Across the Pond.
Sound Freedom, which by the way stars Jim Caviezel. Not only remained in the weekend's top 5, it grossed another $20 million, nearly tied with Mission Impossible. Can you believe this? This movie set with Jim Caviezel.
Are you talking about
nearly tied? Yes, the human trafficking movie is kicking nothing but ass. So I'm at a party a couple nights ago with Cyrus Nowrasteh, a really intelligent, just a smart man, a great movie maker, a tremendous filmmaker, Cyrus Nowrasteh.
Is that the guy I met at Chris Brown's?
He's he's one of the greats, and he's been buddies with Jim Caviezel and has worked with Jim off and on for years. And I said, because I met Jim once, but I don't have his number. I don't have the connection. Cyrus knows Jim very, very well. In fact, they talk every day, and I mentioned Jim Caviezel, and Cyrus brings out his phone. He said, he just sent this to me. And it was a picture of Jim and President Trump at the screening of Sound Freedom.
Nice.
Yeah.
That movie is off the hook doing well.
Yeah, it is. It's kicking ass. I mean, when you're almost tying with Mission Impossible, which I understand is a great movie. You saw it, right, Mark?
Yes, it was tremendous.
Yeah. And there we go again. Tom Cruise, who I've always felt is a little bit nutty, but I think he's an America-loving son of a bitch.
What a career, though. I mean,
he's the only guy making tremendous movies. The blockbusters these days.
But just look back at all of his movies and what he's been able to do.
Well, the glamorous and girly Barbie, which stars our little vixen, Margot Robbie. At least, it was sold that way. It's glamorous and girly. Topped the box office with a stunning $161 million opening weekend. I got to tell you, from my gut, I'm saying it's Margot Robbie. That's why it's kicking ass.
Yeah, it is.
I think she is box office gold. And we were talking about Barbie, and who is that loudmouth chick on the left who fancies herself a comedian? She's had that show on HBO or one of these networks for years. She turned it down because she didn't think it was woke enough. So Margot Robbie steps in. It's like there's no comparison. Margot Robbie, you got to pay a few more bucks to get a Margot Robbie. but I think the payday is well worth it.
Isn't it targeted at kids?
No, actually, it's not. And I'll tell you, the reviews have not been great. People, the blogs have been like, I brought my kids. This is not a movie for kids at all.
Because it's, as I understand it, it's exceptionally woke.
Well, not only that, but kids don't understand that. But the kids do understand that they're, Ken is a brainless, witless moron, and they're all making fun of Ken in this movie. And it's got sexual connotations.
Well, that's the whole point. Isn't that the point these days? Men bad, females good.
Right, but I'm saying that this movie is not going to do as well as people might seem.
Well, 161 million first weekend.
That's word gets out, though.
Yeah, but still, Sound of Freedom, man. Third weekend, kicking ass.
Yeah.
It only dropped to 26%, 3,285 screens, bringing in another 20 million. This little $15 million budgeted independent film, $15 million independent film starring the great Jim Caviezel, who Cyrus Nowrasteh sent a note to and said, Matt wants you to be on his show. Jim has not gotten back to him, but Cyrus said the reason is because of the Hollywood actors strike. They can't promote. They can't really do much of anything these days. So I'm still waiting to hear. But in sixth place, it's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Kathleen Kennedy. That's a terrible movie, I understand. We'll be this after back on Outlaw.
They've torn Portland all to pieces and let Chicago go to hell. There's people leaving New York City like they rang the fire bell. They call themselves enlightened, but cancel those who don't agree. I wish all these folks who claim they're woke would just go back to sleep. I'm just saying, have we all lost our minds? I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? I know y'all think it takes balls to be singing what I'm singing, but I'm just saying what you're thinking.
Good morning, boys and girls. It's Tattoo Dave here. Just wanted to reach out and say thanks. We love you. We're getting really close to that 1,000,000th subscriber, so keep on punching those buttons. And thank you again for listening.
We stand for fun. We stand for great cigars. We stand for the perfect martini. And we stand for the American flag. We We are Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
Welcome back, Outlaw Radio.
It was a night. What a night it was. Such a night.
Hey, we're getting to the month where Elvis Presley lost his life sitting on a toilet. It was August 1977, I believe. That just sort of stands out in my mind because I was with my first girlfriend in Marysville, Washington at that time when the news came down. And boy, that was a sad effing day.
Yeah.
That guy
in Memphis.
That guy, Elvis Presley, was pretty magical. Hey, for those of you who tuned in late last week or for some reason won't watch the entire show, and I get you. You know, it's a lot to decipher. It's a lot. We throw out a lot of information, and but it's all true. I mean, everything you glean from Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on Rumble.com and YouTube and even Twitter. It's the truth. We speak the truth. We say what you're thinking,
and you need to watch it all.
Well, okay, yeah. Don't demand. Don't make demands of our listener and our watch. You don't make demands.
It was incorporated.
They're not kids. We're not the boss of them.
We're asking them to subscribe.
We're not the boss. I'm asking. That's not a demand. I'm asking you subscribe, but I would never demand. Okay, subscribe. Damn it.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
But for those of you who tuned in late, I just love this comedian out of New York. And we played in the last part of the show, so it's a quick one. But I think this guy is so good and so spot on that we're going to play him again. It's 917.
I'm already
Tattoo
there,
Dave.
brother.
Okay, go.
That's what I hate about New York. People think they're so tough here. It's so annoying. They're like, you can make it in New York. You can make it anywhere. Nah, you die in a day on my uncle's farm, man.
Love it.
He doesn't have clean drinking water, sriracha, or feminism, right? Well, he has sriracha. He calls it Chinaman ketchup. But oh, we love mocking Middle America, don't we, New York? Don't we? They're so f***ing stupid, aren't they? They also grow all your food, don't they, you little f***ers, don't they? You little soft-handed liberal scum. You'd bleed if you looked at a shovel, you little cunts, wouldn't you? You don't do a single useful thing for the planet, you little f***ers. Isn't that true? You'd die in a day without Republicans, wouldn't you? Yeah. You can't eat a podcast, can you? Yeah. There's no protein in slam poetry, is there? Yeah.
What did we, you figured out that dude's name last week?
Yeah, his name is Jeffrey Asmus.
Yeah, well, that Jeffrey Asmus, boy, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was, what's her name? Amy Schumer that turned down the Barbie role.
Yeah, Amy Schumer. What are you doing, Mark, that's making noise? Why would you be doing that during the show?
Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
He's mixing a drink that he doesn't drink.
Yeah, I mean, stop it, man.
By the way, that was thanks to Mary. Mary sent me that.
God, what an idiot. And now, there's your answer. Why? Why does Mark wear the bunny ears? Because he's an idiot. That's why.
Let me zoom in on him.
Now you know why. For those of you watching us on Rumble.com and YouTube, that's why. Because he does stupid crap and he doesn't think. You know, as my buddy Bruce Gary, who is the drummer for the Knack, half of those Jews from the Knack are dead because they were all Jews, all four of them.
Wow.
It was a Jewish.
Well, they're not dead because they're Jews, but.
You don't know that, Mark.
Matt just said that's why they were dead.
You don't know that.
Well, it's just a guess.
Well, you don't know. It was probably one day where Bruce went 4 hours without eating, and that was it.
Oh, boy.
You know, Jews and their food don't get in the way of Jews and their food.
Look at Mark Boyer.
Well, Bruce Gary used to tell me, he would say this to my brother Mark, think.
Yeah.
Meaning think before you do things. Think.
He knew Mark well.
And Mark, I'm doubling down on that with you as you continue talking through me. Think.
Yeah.
Think, Mark. What was that, by the way?
I was setting up the meat probe for Billy.
So you're setting up the barbecue. You mean
it's about the Jews and the food, like you said.
See,
you're on it. That's just it.
What did I say seconds ago about us and this show always telling the truth? It's about the truth. Jews and food don't get in their way. And I'll tell you what, a freaking national radio show doesn't get in Mark's way. Click, click, noise. Now, you don't notice that's making noise? Or you're doing that to get this sort of reaction from me? You want me to have a heart attack. You want me on that wall to have a heart attack. and then fall on the other side into Mexico. I know you do.
Yeah, well, there's no horses, no king's men.
Hey, this is pretty cool. My buddy sent me this. John Albee from Arizona, but I believe he's still on the Bering Sea. He's the second in command on a fishing boat, and he is the chief engineer. And he'll find little tidbits and so on. And he sent me this cool thing about Dave Grohl. Any Dave Grohl fans out there? Foo Fighters fans?
Absolutely.
No, he is a song maestro. This man wakes up with hits. Probably 4 a.m, jots them down.
Unbelievable.
Well, there's another 40 million. But this guy is incredible. But he sent me this little snippet that I'm going to share with you next hour that I think you're going to like a lot. And my response to John is, hey, I said this years ago. And so John's response to me was, of course you did, Matt. And I'll get into what that response and what this is about with Dave Grohl. Nothing political, I'm happy to announce. But we'll get to this Dave Grohl snippet that it tickled me because it's like, I said that. I said that when I was that little kid in Everett, I knew that drum beat way before Dave Grohl was, I think, on this planet. I think I'm like 14 years or at least 10 years older than this guy. So we'll get to that next hour.
Now?
What?
Why aren't we doing it now?
Oh, because, Tattoo Dave, our producer of Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, because I've been in radio since I was 12 years old, and I know what I'm doing.
Copy that.
There we go. Hey,
yes, sir.
By the way, sir is my father.
He holds him upside down.
A few years ago, when I would get sir from some young chick in a coffee shop, I knew that was the beginning of the end for me. When you're anyone of an age knows this feeling when they start calling you sir. It's like, oh God, so the young poontang, that ain't gonna happen anymore.
I thought you were at a Chinese food place.
But don't these females usually have a father complex and they like the older guys? That's what I've understood is younger females like older guys. Now that is a truism.
Absolutely.
That is an absolute truism. Why? Because we're not little I can't speak for all of us on this show. President Trump demands death penalty for human traffickers after the Sound of Freedom screening. He says we will defend the dignity of human life. I think that's a pretty good statement. Yeah. We will defend the dignity of human life. President Donald Trump calling for the death penalty for human traffickers after hosting a special screening of the blockbuster movie Sound of Freedom this week at the club in Bedminster, New Jersey. That's the one I just mentioned to you, that as I'm hanging a couple nights ago at this little party with Cyrus Nowrasta, and he shows me on his phone the picture of Jim Caviezel and Trump sitting there watching this thing. In a video message, President Trump said upon returning to office, see, I love that positive attitude. You go, guy. You go, you New Yorker. He will use Title 42 to return all child trafficking victims to their families in their countries of origin. Well, don't we call that common sense? He added, I will urge Congress to ensure that anyone caught trafficking children across our border receives the death penalty. I don't really have a problem with that. Nope. It's a pretty nasty thing when you're talking about kids, man. And that includes also for women, because women, as you know, are number one in trafficking. What was I saying about women earlier? You know, for those of you who watch us and listen to us on great radio stations, you know that I love females, biological females. Those are the only females. So I'm being redundant here. But biological females, the only females, I am a huge proponent. However, and this is a legitimate however, the voting bloc, the Democrats, can count on even more than the blacks are those suburban white women. That voting bloc is so strong for the Democrats. So those women, I have absolutely no time for. Not that you're making time for me, but I have absolutely no time for. Unless you're hot, then your job is to simply be hot and shut your yapper.
Not vote.
Have I gone too far? Yes. Yes. No, do not vote.
Nope.
Right?
Yep.
Too dumb to vote. You lefty, woke, ignorant white women in the suburbs, stop voting. You know, this, man, I'll tell you what, we were on the right side of the aisle years ago with this no vote for females. I'm just, I know I said it, and and it's going to come back to taunt me. I don't mean that truth, a little bit. A little bit, because a lot of women will vote with their vagina. Why do you think Clinton did so well? Why do you think Barack Obama, although I never understood his appeal as a sexy guy, but I guess because he's articulate and he's the president, and females love power. I think females love power much more over looks.
Well, plus he was younger than most.
Yeah, right,
So
and articulate. That guy could give one hell of a speech. Speeches that took our race relations back, at least 60 friggin' years, at the very least. In a video message, President Trump said he'll use Title 42. He'll urge Congress to ensure anyone caught trafficking children will get the death penalty. He said, together we'll end the scourge of human trafficking. We'll defend the dignity of human life. He praised Sound of Freedom in his video message, calling it a very important film. And it's, as we mentioned in the last break, independently produced, independently produced, cost him like $15 million, and they've crossed the $100 million mark. That is making money for the right reasons.
That's the American dream.
Yeah, but it's great Americans who are seeing this and propelling this to great heights.
Yeah.
Actor Jim Caviezel stars as Tim Ballard, who's a real-life Homeland Security agent who quit his job with the government in order to devote himself to rescuing children from international trafficking rings and bringing their kidnappers to justice. I have some inside dirt that, this is where my honesty gets in the way. I have to be honest with you. According to a very close friend of mine who is a very, very, very smart man, a very intelligent man, he says this Tim Ballard, who Jim Caviezel portrays, is sort of a wacko. And I'm not going to tell you who told me this, but he said he'll probably come on with us, by the way.
Boy, I can only guess.
In fact, did I book a session with him today? Was he supposed to be on? Oh, boy, did I get drunk at that party. Whew. I think there was a little blackout in us because I don't remember how I got home. And I'm not saying that because I'm just saying that I'm not saying that because it was a smart thing.
I'm just saying.
What time did you actually leave?
Well, here's the problem. Let me explain the problem. First of all, I don't know the answer to that question, Mark. Second of all,
how could you?
Let this be a lesson to you, those who go all day without eating, because I went that day without eating. Now, there was food at the party, but I
wouldn't call it food.
I did not eat that either. However, I did enjoy copious amounts of real high-class, highfalutin bourbon, but only 2, as it turns out, giant glassfuls. And then the second one that was offered me, I knew in my head, I ain't driving. There's a reason why I'm not driving. But the non-food thing, listen, if you enjoy quaffing sort of an alcohol-laden beverage, do yourself a favor, make sure and eat. And I learned that from Milt Larson, my dead, beautiful buddy who created the Magic Castle here in Hollywood. He told me that years ago. Why is he still alive? And he's not now, but, lived to 92 years old. And his brother died much, much younger because he said, Matt, because I eat. And he was trying to tell me something. Eat, Papa, eat. Yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I should have turned that into a quiz. Because we have plenty more Outlaw Radio T-shirts to give away. Yeah.
That's weird. I don't even have one.
Eat, Papa, eat. But, I was a big fan of that animated claymation stuff back in the day. It was Rankin Bass 60s stuff. So I like that. I like Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Anything with the great old actors who lend their voices to these characters.
Hey, Matt.
I'm Mr. Snow Miser. I'm Mr. Da-da-da-da. Come on. You know that you know what I'm singing here. I know that Tattoo Dave doesn't. Yes, Tattoo Dave?
I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because we're going to break.
No, we're not going to break yet. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Mary just texted me that she contacted Austin Moody's management company about him doing a possible call-in and considering doing it with Jason Aldean.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
By the way, that's our good friend, Upstate Mary.
Way to go, Mary.
And what is she doing on our, because I forget what that's called.
She's moderating our fan page and all the social media.
Yeah, she's a good gal, man. Okay, a lot to get to when we return, including a little Foo Fighters tidbit and Dave Grohl. If you're a Dave Grohl fan, you're going to want to stay with us. And Miss Italy beauty pageant bans biological males from competition.
Yes.
Good. I knew I love you Italians. See, I said it that way because, all right. Because I'm from a small town, and, you know, I like certain songs that are being banned. We'll be this after back on Outlaw.
Has walked in space, but you can't even find my place. There ain't nothing you can do, 'cause I've had enough of me, baby, being part of you. Just who do you think you
Once again, I wanted to say thank you to all you guys listening out there. You're listening to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. And watching us on YouTube and Rumble, and we appreciate you, and we love you, and thank you. Please press that subscribe button, hit the subscribe, follow, do whatever you have to do to get that $50,000.
This is Outlaw Radio.
Next hour, my friendlies, a little Dave Grohl. And I find this extremely interesting. My buddy who was on the Bering Sea as a first engineer on a fishing boat sent this to me.
With better Wi-Fi than we have.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and we'll get to Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters. I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan, man.
Oh, man.
You know, they have a second career doing movie.
They're almost like, you notice how I'm just ignoring that because, if I wanted to get into that,
I didn't even put him on camera.
Yeah, aren't you, Mark? Aren't you thinking of the guy from Oingo Boingo? Because I don't.
Danny Elfman. That's completely different.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is Tattoo Dave.
That's
Mark C.G. Boyer. I love you, but stop saying stupid stuff.
It's unfortunate, but
God, stop taking me off track. What? Because my brother Mark's not here, so you're taking up where he left off?
Yes.
You feel it incumbent on you to pick up where my brother usually.
That's awesome. I found somebody I can shoot.
No. By the way, that makes no sense. Stop with the gun thing. Miss Italy beauty pageant bans biological males from competition. I'll tell you what. I do have friends who I like to call Italians. Yes, of course it's Italian. It's not Italian. Maybe if I were from a small town, I'd say Italian. I'm really not from a small town. Portland, Oregon was never really a small town. I guess it's the inception. I'm sure it started off with just a few hundred people, and it was all about procreating. And then, you know how that works, right? And then you build your town, and then you get on an ark, and you have two of each type of people. So with all of the LGBTQs and all the numbers and the letters now, boy, that would fill an ark, right? And then we could procreate and make a perfect world, make a perfect ark world with all of these LGBTQIA, EIEIO, and on this farm there wasn't LGBTQ. Italian beauty pageant Miss Italy has banned biological males from entering its competition. Patrizia Mergelinagne, his name ends with a vowel. Or is that a woman, Patrizia, who oversees the nation's beauty pageant, said only women since birth are welcome to compete while she is in charge of the event. Love you.
Good for you.
Love you, my paisan. Well, not really my paisan because I'm not Italian, but, if I can be sort of a Jew, thanks to Milton Berle, then I can be sort of paisani.
No.
Marigelli, there he goes again. No. You know what? That's Mark C.G. Boyer's best and only line. The no.
No.
I don't know why you find that funny. Do you hear Monty Python spout that out? They never say no. No, they don't. Mergelani told Radio Cusano in a recent interview that there will be no trans at Miss Italy, the most popular beauty contest in the country, and that any beauty competitions that allow biological male competitors only do because they want to create media buzz. We told you that. We told you it's all about a scam-a-lama ding-dong. Lately, beauty contests have been trying to make the news by also using strategies that I think are a bit absurd, Mergliani said. Miss Italia, on the other hand, will not jump on the glittery bandwagon of trans activism. Oh, do I? I want to marry this lovely Italian woman. I will even shave your mustache on our wedding night. In lieu of coitus boomerang.
What's her name?
What?
What's her name?
Her name is Mergliani. Therefore, as long as Mergliani is at the helm of Miss Italy, only those who are women, biologically speaking, can participate, and not those who perceive, I love her quotes too, who perceive themselves as such. Is this a beautiful woman in Italy? Since it was born, my competition is foreseen in its regulation the clarification according to which one must be a woman from birth. She clarified this probably because even then it was foreseen that beauty could undergo modifications, or that women could undergo modifications, or that men could become women. She pointed out that over recent years, Miss Italy has softened the standards of its beauty pageant, allowing women with tattoos, piercings, and hair extensions to participate in the competition. But if you're not a biological female, my friends, you are not going to win the Miss Italy beauty pageant.
Give it up for yourself.
Give it up for yourselves. Yeah. This Patrizia Mergliani, I think I can speak for all of us here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. The same thing you're probably viewing on YouTube and rumble.com as saying, God bless you. And I thought you'd be going to break by now. It's just a timing thing.
So
it's
weird.
It's getting weirder by the moment. All right, you Foo Fighters fans, Dave Grohl in the news a little bit. Plus, left-wing gun grabber pushing to prevent Jason Aldean's song, and this man personally for raising money for families of slain Christian school children. That's who the left is.
Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Hot dance. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Hot dance. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Hot dance. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. Hot dance. And my band hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. If you freaked and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Hot dance. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Hot dance. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Hot dance. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. Hot dance. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. If you freaked and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
a more perfect union. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
Tell me what you want.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out. Hey, that didn't sound too bad.
Had to lighten them up loud.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Had to lighten up.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all his guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Well, let's see. What have we learned thus far? We've learned that between Italy and the Netherlands, we like Italy. You know, Italy, of course, crowned Miss Netherlands earlier in the month, a biological male. But Miss Italy, I'll tell you what, this Patrizia Merigliani, I love you.
Gotta love her.
She runs the Miss Italy competition, and she bans biological males. This is a lovely Italian woman that I would be happy to help you out with your facial hair. I will shave that mustache right off you. And by the way, I say that. Oh man, you insensitive, you big galoot. One of my favorite gals of all time, Maria Armenti, a girlfriend for many, many years. I brought her here from New Jersey. She was from South Orange, New Jersey, very highfalutin area of New Jersey. And she came here to L.A. with me, and Sicilian, nonetheless. And, of course, went back a few months later. But the point is that I had the wherewithal to pay her flight out here. Oh, by the way, that's when that rate.
Is that the point?
That's what. Well, there's more to the point.
I knew it,
and I'll get to it. And that is that the airline. So I didn't pay. Well, I guess I did because it was in my contract. But at that time, I was flying. Part of my contract was MGM Grand Airlines.
Oh,
I don't know if you recall MGM Grand.
No.
Oh, it was the greatest. Only sat about, maybe 15 people. And it was the caviar and the steak, anything you wanted. And so I had about 15 of those round-trip flights in my contract. I think they're still owing me a few. Unfortunately, MGM Grand is out of business. They don't exist. Yeah. But Maria Armenti, beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful green-eyed lady from South Orange, New Jersey, and Italian, well, Sicilian, and I never had to shave her mustache because I liked it. Maybe I'm into transgender.
Was it a tickle?
Maybe I'm into. Not all Italian females have facial hair. Just most of them. Disgusting and to the point, disgusting and insensitive, any gender can become pregnant and give birth according to Bank's new policy.
Oh, boy.
By the way, for those of you Foo Fighter fans, you Dave Grohl fans, I'm going to get to that right after this story.
Stop. You keep teasing us.
The Bank of England, currently facing criticism for its repeated interest rate hikes, has made headlines for its gender-neutral approach to language and commitment to... Here's the word. Oh, here's the
I word?
Here's the favorite woke lefty word, my friends. Their commitment to, can we say it all together? Inclusivity. Birthing parents.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you're hearing it, but give your mic a tap.
I don't think it's my mic this time.
It's your mic.
Oh, maybe.
Thank you. I've tried with my powers and I couldn't do it, so it's... Nope.
No, now you really screwed me. I know.
There you go.
All right. In an application to be included in the... Yes. Yeah. Well-oiled machine, my friends.
The Tattoo Dave Show.
Incidentally, Tattoo Dave is my producer here on Magic Matt's, Tattoo Dave Radio.
Love y'all.
In an application to be included in the LGBT rights charity Stonewall's Top 100 Employers list, the central bank, this is across the pond, my friend, highlighted its progressive policies, including offering gender reassignment surgery coverage and using gender-neutral terminology related to pregnancy. The bank's parental leave policy, as outlined in its submission to Stonewall, refers to, and I quote, any birthing parent, rather than specifying a gender. Nice. The term birthing parent encompasses persons of any and all gender identities, according to the submission. This approach acknowledges the diversity of experiences and recognizes that individuals of various gender identities may experience pregnancy.
I'm sorry.
That's me with my finger in my mouth. I am just sick of it. Yes, Mark C.G. Boyer?
How could an identity not be female and give birth?
Okay, to you I say, how dare you, Mark?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you are. You obviously, you care not about the plight of these poor men giving birth out of their anus. You care not about their plight.
Oh, that would hurt.
Because of course it hurts, and that's why we should feel for these folks and give them everything they need. The Bank of England's commitment to gender-neutral language extends beyond its parental leave policy. It also emphasizes its plans to upgrade current facilities with a focus on creating gender-neutral toilets. However,
I want to be a woman.
Yes, you do.
From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta.
Yes. Yes. However, the details of the application reported in the Times have sparked a row on Twitter and backlash from people.
You got a giggle out of Boyer over there.
No Bank of England, only women can give birth. Minister Andrea Jenkins wrote on Twitter, no, Bank of England, only women can give birth. Why don't you concentrate on getting inflation under control? That's what the majority of my constituents are worried about.
And let me say again.
Yes?
I want to be a woman.
I am.
From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta.
Nick Timothy, ex-Downing Street Chief of Staff. Why didn't you cut it while I started talking?
I tried.
No, you didn't try. You know, when this happened with Lori Downey Jr., when we give her too much alcohol and give Tattoo Dave too much booze, they go nuts. And all of a sudden, it sounds right to them, even though it's not.
I have a suggestion.
See, I can be highly inebriated and still know right and wrong when it comes to radio broadcasting and the television,
You are my mentor.
The video versions on Rumble. Stop kissing my ass, Tattoo Dave.
I'm trying.
Yes,
Dang it.
on Rumble.com and YouTube under Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. You have to punch it in that way. If you punch in Outlaw Radio, you'll find one of these fakers out there that are trying to steal our thunder. Mark C.G. Boyer, yes.
Hire professionals.
There's no reason for you to scream. No reason. Why do you feel the need to yell? It hurts my head. Nick Timothy, ex-Downing Street Chief of Staff, added, disagree with this, and you're fighting a culture war. The people claiming night is day, however, and doing it with your money, they're not doing anything. Author and academic professor Matthew Goodwin mentioned it was increasingly hard to take the BOE seriously. Conservative commentator Tim Montague said, I worked in the Bank of England from 92 to 98 and was so proud to do so. Like so many once great British institutions, its surrender to wokery hasn't been cost-free. It's neglected the job that they were given. But amidst the backlash, the Bank of England has been firm in its decisions and shows no sign of backing down. Well, of course not, because, well, that would be the correct thing to do. No, you don't want to make your customers happy. That would be so unwoke of you.
Well, the Bank of England's customers is everyone in England.
I know that. Yeah. Believe me, I know that.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
Mark's a genius.
Isn't that incredible what's going on?
It's insane.
It is pure insanity. And left-wing gun grabber is pushing to prevent Jason Aldean from raising money for families of slain Christian school children. It seems as though that I might be making this up. I'm not. Mike Bloomberg, gun control affiliated Shannon Watts, is trying to pressure the Grand Ole Opry into preventing Jason Aldean from headlining an August fundraiser organized to raise money for the families and community of Covenant Christian School, where 3 children and 3 adults were slain last March. Watts expressed her desire to prevent Aldean from headlining the fundraiser for the Christian families and community shortly after Aldean's music video, Try That in a Small Town, was pulled by CMT.
Yeah.
CMT removed the video, and Watts responded by taking credit for CMT's decision, tweeting, proud to have had a hand in getting CMT to reject this racist and violent song. Proud to have had a hand in getting CMT to reject it. Why am I repeating myself? All right. Shannon Watts then targeted the plan to have Aldean headline the upcoming fundraiser. What? See, this is where my lack of competency when it comes to social media. It's like Shannon Watts, and then it's the @ Why is it @ Mark, explain this to me. It's @ Shannon Watts, and then is it she saying this? Is it Jason? Is it someone way up on high saying this?
I have no idea.
It's she.
Yeah,
it's she saying it.
Are you
I don't
sure?
know why the @ is there.
Oh,
either.
maybe it's because it's the.
Are you sure
Twitter.
it's a she though? You know, by the way, Tattoo Dave, how dare you? Damn. She, not a pronoun we can use on this show.
Darn it.
No, we're more woke than most. If you're not woke, you're broke. You know, something like that.
How dare you?
One of Watt's earliest reactions to the Try That in a Small Town video was her claim that the song is about how Aldean and his friends will shoot you if you try to take their guns. So she says this. Of course, Jason Aldean says nothing of the sort in the song. See, the lyrics of Aldean's song do not at any point talk about shooting people. Not once.
Not once.
Not once. Rather, they focus on rural Americans' determination to never surrender their firearms.
How can you people not get this?
There's a big difference there.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Prior to focusing on Aldean, one of Shannon Watts, and remember that name. Remember that name as the person you do not want to belly up to a bar and have a cocktail with. Unless you have a sidearm. And I'm not saying shoot her. You know, it's just the opposite. I don't want you to shoot anyone. I'm saying simply be armed. It's the good thing to do. But they focus on rural Americans' determination and never surrendering your firearms. I think that's a pretty American thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's about, it's really about, well, having a happy time out there hunting. And I'm not a hunter, but I love you people that do, and you love that.
Jason Aldean's a big hunter.
You know, I'm not really into venison meat either, but I'll tell you what.
Jamie.
And I would have a tough time shooting a cow because they seem so sweet, but I eat their damn meat.
You don't have to shoot a cow.
But what I'm saying is, what, that would be too easy, right?
Yeah, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You just cut his throat.
Oh, jeez. Prior to... Now, see, there's a visual that, my rabbi is, you know, and that's why there are blessed meats.
Yes.
And that is that all the blood must come out of whatever the animal is. Can't be a pig, by the way.
Right.
But any other animal, it can't be a shellfish. But any other animal, you have to relinquish them of all their blood, and then the rabbi says a prayer and makes about $5,000.
Yes,
and I don't know any shellfish that bleed
humanely.
What? Oh yeah, humanely.
They can't suffer.
Yeah, but they slit their throats.
Mark, hanging an animal upside down and slitting its throat till it bleeds out is pretty inhumane.
Listen.
Well, that's the kashrut law.
And I'm Jewish too, but I'm just saying.
Somebody else.
I'm just saying what you're thinking.
I'm just saying.
And what I'm thinking is, you know, these rabbis haven't made. You know, why do you think my former agent, you know, became a rabbi and did all that studying for years? Because you have to study like a son of a. You have to be committed to this.
Yes.
And you have to learn everything rabbinical.
Yes.
Let me just tell you.
And so my agent, he makes a lot more money being a rabbi and blessing a certain meat. That'll be $5,000.
When I was growing up, there was a Carvel ice cream store on Ventura Boulevard.
Hey, by the way, that was an anomaly because Carvel was formed by a man named Carvel in New York, and he did the stupidest radio commercials, but they were so dumb, and he sort of talked like this, and they were so mundane and ridiculous that we all loved him because of its inanity. And God bless, by the way, Mr. Carvel. And then finally, he sort of tried to branch out to Los Angeles, didn't work, and it's no longer here. Yes,
no
Mark?
Here, but the ice cream was great. But when you went into the
Did you ever buy the giant whale?
No.
There was a name for the whale. What was it? Fluffy the whale, or
I don't
Moby?
No, nothing so obvious. But you know, he had creatures made in the form of creatures that were ice cream cakes.
I just went in and grabbed an ice cream on the way home.
Well, of course you did.
Carvel was kosherot.
Yes.
And they had a rabbi in the shop.
No.
He was physically on site, and he would bless your ice cream on the way out.
No, they're true. I love that.
I have a friend whose son became a cantor.
Yeah.
The money involved is ridiculous.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Yep. I want to, you know, it's like the scene from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation Rankin Bass thing. Instead of I want to be a dentist, it would be I want to be a rabbi. I just know that I don't have the commitment to all that. Well, first of all, I'd have to become a Jew. You know, I got to do that first and foremost. It's much easier if you start off a Jew and want to become a rabbi. But even that ain't easy, man. That's a lot of studying. But the profits.
I want to be a woman.
Well, you know, the amount of effort is the same in a seminary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you have to learn Latin.
The lyrics of Aldean's song do not at any point talk about shooting people. But this friggin' Watts, this Shannon Watts, part of Bloomberg's constituency, who, by the way, you know, he's one of those touchy-feely, he sort of said he was a conservative, but he really wasn't. You know, he ran as a Republican. And I'll tell you what, a gazillion times better mayor than that black dude who I told my daughter, I said, I got to tell you, he's still one of them, meaning he's one of the left, and he's going to do the wrong thing. And now, have you heard the latest? He finally said, because things are so bad in Midtown Manhattan and all over New York City, he finally said, all right, we're no longer a sanctuary this town, we're no longer a sanctuary town. He's finally given in because he can't take it anymore. So thank you, the great governor of Texas, and the other governors who have been sticking the folks on buses and sending them to Midtown. One of the reasons why my daughter can't take it anymore, because it's unsafe. It's unsafe. And there are all these sanctuary cities until, of course, they're forced to become what? A sanctuary city. Yeah. You see? Because it's not a good idea. These are... It's called illegal aliens. There's a reason. They're not here legally. You know, there was an island there. There was an island real close to Manhattan. You remember that? It was called Ellis. It was called Ellis. And so many throngs of people would come into the United States of America through Ellis Island.
My family.
Right.
My mother's family.
And they did it legally, right, Mark?
Yes.
Well, I think probably a couple, if it's your family, probably a couple.
Well, they smuggled.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
By the way, it was Fudgy the Whale.
Yeah, Fudgy the Whale. Yeah. Oh, I miss Fudgy. And Carvel, God bless you on having a rabbi bless every bit of ice cream out of that store. I think it's a big... What can it hurt? You know, what'll it be? What can it hurt to be blessed by a rabbi, by a Christian sort? What can it hurt?
Yeah, be blessed. Be blessed.
I love the blessing. Okay.
Blessed is good.
Hey, I promised you this. My buddy sent this to me, and it's a really cool, quick piece. Dave Grohl talking about... what was the first song he did with Nirvana, their first hit?
Teenage...
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
And the minute that song hit the airwaves, first of all, I loved the song. And to this day, it's just one of the great songs.
Changed rock and roll.
But I knew that drum beat instantly, and I told everyone who I could grab an ear to hear me, I told them what that drum beat was. And they said, nah, you're on drugs. First of all, I'm not on drugs. On bourbon on occasionally, and plenty of cigars.
Occasionally?
And meat products. And, that was good for the show. And, that really worked because it wasn't obvious. Tattoo Dave on a roll today.
Occasionally?
Now, the deal is that I knew where that song came from because here's the beat. I'll do the beat for you. I got a lot of papers here, but how do I make this work? I'll probably screw up the mic. You know what? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna come over there. Turn on Mark's mic too, so it'll come out. Here's the beat. Are you ready?
Yeah, go.
I knew that beat as a kid, being the only kid in Everett, Washington, because Pacific Northwest, I don't know what you've heard, but it's very white. It's very white. I was that white kid who loved black music. I love the Gap Band. I love Ohio Players. Earth, Wind, and Fire, one of my favorite bands of all time. Now, dig this, Dave Grohl. It's a quickie.
Listen to Nevermind, the Nirvana record.
Oh, pause. I don't know who the black dude is that's interviewing him, and I wish I had his name. But dude talking to Dave Grohl. Go ahead.
Pulled so much stuff from the Gap Band and Cameo and Tony Thompson on every one of those songs. All that.
Here it is.
That's old disco. That's all it is. Can I not hear that? Nobody makes the connection. That's straight up Gap Band.
I did. I made the connection.
I told Tony Thompson that came to my house for a barbecue with somebody, and I was like, man, I just want to thank you because, I owe so much. I've been ripping you off my whole life. He goes, I know. Whoa. A big disco flam. It works every time.
And it's, they call it disco, but it really wasn't disco. It was that. This was the '80s. It was after disco.
So it wasn't soul.
But no, of course it's all sort of urban soul, Mark. But it's ba ba da ba ba, and that was a signature drum beat from the Gap Band. Every one of their songs, and I was a huge Gap Band fan. I was that kid from Everett that traveled by Greyhound bus to Seattle to see the Gap Band in concert. I was virtually the only white dude there and had a great time because I love the Gap Band. And I'll tell you what, the black folks around me, I think they appreciated me. It's like, boy, that kid has some balls.
You got some rhythm. You got the rhythm, bro.
All right, a lot to get to next on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in this lonely hotel suite. The journey's long and
Outlaw Laboratories. With over 200 research workers, academic staff, and PhD students worked around the clock 7 days a week for 9 years. And today, we deliver broadcasting from atomic scale components, 21st century technology, talk, stars, and subliminal messaging. Motivating, stimulating, mildly erotic, 24/7. Outlaw Radio.
Yes! Now listen to this drum. Oh man, love this song. Magic Man on Outlaw Radio, running you the latest load of electricity from a band called the Gap Band. Do you hear that? Dappa, 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 dappa. It's that drum beat right there. Da, 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 tippy, tippy. But they do it again right before he starts singing. Right here. It's this one right here. Da, da. Oh man. Oh, I love this dude. I love this. Tattoo Dave off mic just said,
sounds like Nirvana.
Sounds like Nirvana. Oh, yeah. Get it, Charlie. Love this, Charlie.
I loved you since you left me.
Turn it up just a little bit.
Oh, I never knew I cared till you were gone.
What was you?
I was young and foolish.
Never knew what I was doing.
Never knew what I lost till you were gone. Oh, I never knew I love you. You were gone.
Because
so I gotta get up early in the morning. So I gotta get up early in the morning. So I gotta get up early in the morning. Gotta get up early.
This is the money shot for me coming up right here, I think. Oh, no, this takes a while.
So I got to get up early every morning.
Why? Why would you have to do that?
'Cause the early bird always catches the worm. So I gotta get up every morning. Gotta make a lesson I learn. Gotta find me a lover who won't run for cover. Gotta find me a lover who won't run for cover.
I am a black man in a white man's body.
So it would appear.
I have said that for years, man.
So I gotta get up.
Oh, man, I don't know if this style of music is big in Wisconsin.
So I gotta get up.
Oh, yeah.
Find me another lover.
Okay, so they're going to go into this is the money shot. Why is it getting lower? Here it is. Come on now.
I was young and foolish. I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know what I lost till you were gone. Had a pretty face, drove a man wild. I even wanted her to have my child.
And then, of course, this classic. All right, enough of that. Too much of that. Program directors across the country are saying, Matt, stop it already.
Stop it. Just stop it.
But, man, do I love the Gap Band. I played that because we played a little piece from Dave Grohl. And now that you heard all that, and by the way, I would have known if you had tuned out because it's a little monitor in front of me. I know how many people are listening at any given time, and I know that you may have. Okay, there. Oh yeah,
997 million.
No, there was one person in Lake Erie that had enough of the Gap Band, and they're gone.
Yep.
Yeah, but
you overdid it.
I'll tell you what, Eric Weiss, the great Harry Houdini's birthplace there in Wisconsin, he's still there.
Hi, Eric.
He's still Eric's dead. That's Harry Houdini.
I'm just saying, Eric. Hi, Eric.
But
he might not be.
No, his name is Bob. His name is Bob, and he's from, of course, Eric Weiss's hometown. Now, I played that because Dave Grohl goes on record as saying, yeah, I ripped you off. I'm only saying that, and not one to boast, because I never boast, that I knew this years ago when Smells Like Teen Spirit was out, and that drum beat was a complete ripoff, and that's why I'm going to play this little snippet again from Dave Grohl talking about that funk, even though they call it disco. They're wrong about that. So these two, Dave Grohl, who, by the way, writes hits in his sleep, and whoever the hell is interviewing, they should know better. It's not disco. It's simply funk. But here we go.
Listen to Nevermind, the Nirvana record. I pulled so much stuff from the Gap Band and Cameo and Tony Thompson.
And I knew it.
On every one of those songs.
And I knew it.
All that.
Right here.
That's old disco. That's all it is.
Complete ripoff.
Did I not hear that? Nobody makes the connection.
I did, Dave.
That's straight up Gap Band.
I did.
I told Tony Thompson that I came to my house for a barbecue with somebody, and I was like, man, I just want to thank you because, I owe so much. I've been ripping you off my whole life. He goes, I know.
Whoa.
A big disco fan. It works every time.
Yeah. That Tony Thompson, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he the dude from the Power Station? He was that incredible black drummer from the Power Station who is long since passed. I believe I'm correct on this. One of the underrated, brilliant friggin' drummers of all time, that Tony Thompson.
Yep, Power Station.
Yeah. Oh, God, he was good. Hey, this Florida dude gives, you could say, I guess, when it comes to awards, he gets the worst performance award when allegedly beating a 63-year-old over a theater seat.
Nice.
There are so many reasons, I guess, if you want to beat up a 63-year-old, but a theater seat, some people simply can't behave. A man allegedly attacked a 63-year-old man at a movie theater in Broward County, Florida. All right, the county makes sense.
Florida makes sense.
During an argument over seating, the Broward County Sheriff's Office said the alleged attacker gave his worst performance at the theater, and detectives are working to find him. The victim told the Broward County Sheriff's Office Violent Crimes Unit detectives that on the evening of July 10th, he and his wife arrived at the Pompano Beach Theater. Now, I know Pompano because
that's upper scale.
Because my dead buddy Al Goldstein had a beautiful house right there on the water there in Pompano, and he was known as pissing. Well, he pissed off a lot of people, but he was the he was the editor-in-chief of Screw magazine, and he had this giant hand in his backyard that faced out toward the waterway, so every boater and all his neighbors could see it, flipping everyone off. That's
my kind of guy.
That was my loudmouth buddy Al Goldstein, who, by the way, he was a recurring visitor here on Outlaw Radio. The victim told the Broward County Sheriff's Office that it was the Pompano Beach Theater. When the couple entered the theater, the victim saw another man and woman in their seats. Okay. I never found that a big deal. Tattoo Dave and I, we attended the screening of, by the way, a viciously great effing movie.
Nefarious.
It's on streaming now.
It is. This movie, I promise you, it will
hook you.
You will not be disappointed. And our buddy is in that movie.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, Tom Omer is in that movie and does a great job as the
warden.
Yeah, the warden of the. According to the preliminary. This is where I was going. So we had seats assigned, and I had this broad show up and not even nice or diplomatic or gracious in any way. It was just simply you're sitting in my seat. And I don't know. I said something like, "Are you sure?" And because it wasn't a packed theater, she could have sat anywhere. And it's like I wasn't sitting there because that was my preference. I'm not one of these preference seat guys who has to sit. I'll tell you what really gets under my skin. Boy, are we getting down to it on this show today?
Yeah.
What really friggin' these are the people that piss me off beyond belief. Those are the ones who have to sit in the middle of the theater. theater because they feel like, well, that's the best way to watch the movie, in the middle of the theater. It's like, I don't care where you seat me, as long as I do have a problem with being front row when the screen is right on your friggin' face. That, that's a problem for anyone. But no, I like to be situated. No, I don't have. Just sit me there. I bet Mark is a middle theater guy. I bet you are.
I am.
Yes. Yeah.
And I level.
Tattoo Dave, did you hear me?
Believe me, I know.
Right? I just knew he was.
You didn't even have to tell me.
No. It's like, oh, I'm a middle thing. Oh, shut up.
He's going to embellish on it.
It's the same. Well, he's doubling down, but but Tattoo Dave, it's the same friggin' view from wherever you sit in the theater. It is your weird mind perception going in. It's like, Jesus, Mark, and this is why I don't go to movies with you.
Too far to the left,
this is why I don't go to movies with you. Well, that, and I'm never invited. But the point is that this is why.
Well, it's not a James Bond.
I'm a middle seat guy. Oh, shut up.
You
know who you are, by the way. You know out there. You know, listening to us, if you're a middle seat person, you are a little too anal retentive for my taste. Yes, Mark?
I went to a matinee years ago.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the really nice leveled seating. It was just a regular theater.
Right.
And it was like 10 people in the theater.
Or a bunker, as I used to call it when I was a kid in Everett, Washington.
Yeah, it's just a slant uphill.
Seeing movies at the Everett Mall, it was like a bunker. I still have that scent of popcorn and sweat in my nose.
That's because Mark's here.
After all these years.
So I sit in the back and in the middle, and there's no one around me. There's like 10 people, and there's 500 seats.
Right.
A couple comes in, and they're looking for where to sit. In this empty theater, and this big guy and his wife, he sat right in front of me in this empty theater.
Well, good. So that's pretty easy for you to move, isn't it?
And I looked over and I said, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
Were you wearing the bunny ears?
Yeah.
No.
Instead of simply moving.
Well, and I got up and moved one row back, but I mean, it was an empty theater.
Did that hurt?
Right in front of something.
Oh yeah. Sitting a row back. Did that hurt your appreciation of the movie?
No, but I mean,
do you remember what movie
really
it was?
Rude. Oh, it was a horror film of some kind. I don't know.
So as the two men
Pet Cemetery.
As the two men engaged, so you got this young guy who's going after the 63-year-old in Broward County in a theater in Pompano Beach, and the woman behind the alleged attacker appears to place her hand on his shoulder to pull him off the victim. However, other moviegoers rush over to stop the incident from progressing further as the woman stands back from the altercation. The clip also shows the alleged... Did you know they have cameras inside the friggin' theaters now?
Yeah.
Where they catch all this stuff?
Of course.
The clip also shows the alleged attacker and woman walking down one of the AMC theater's hallways as if nothing happened, while a sign above one of the theater's doors says, "Enjoy your movie." According to the sheriff's office, the pair exited the building after the altercation that left the victim with head and face injuries.
Wow.
So this a-hole, because he's sitting in his seat, pummeled this 63-year-old friggin' dude.
That's crazy.
Oh, I wish they would try to do that on you, Tattoo Dave.
Yeah, right. Or at least if I wish I was there.
No. Oh, yeah.
It never happened.
You bet. And you, being the nice guy, would have ended up in the big house, probably.
I would have got away. I wouldn't have seen the movie, obviously, but...
The man was eventually taken to the hospital for treatment. What a terrible thing. People cannot behave in this day and age because there is no right, there is no wrong, and that all comes from the woke left. They want you to believe there is no right, there is no wrong, and this is why, yes, I believe in God. Do I go to church every Sunday? No, I admit that. I don't. But I believe...
You're Jewish.
I believe in God, and I believe in the Bible. It is the only thing that teaches us the difference between right and wrong. Without the Bible, there is no right, there is no wrong. Murder could be right. Beating someone in a theater could be right. Yeah, that could be correct. Without some basis on what is right and what is wrong, and that's what the woke left wants you to believe, that there is no right, there is no wrong, there is no female, there is no male.
Yeah.
Are you following me on this? Do you see what's going on? And the writer's strike, oh, God, I was going to get into something with about a punk band, but may I just go on record as saying 99.9% of punk bands are crap. It's crap.
a loud noise.
It is. You agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just been crap for years. Even those brothers who are all supposedly brothers or something, they all dressed in black from Jersey.
Goth.
No. Years ago, all of them are dead, I think, except one. And Howard Stern is a huge fan of these guys. And my brother Mart, I think, is a huge fan. And it's like, I wish I could come up with a name of these dudes, but they were all brothers or cousins or whatever the hell it was. I know that listening to me right now. It's like, Matt, why don't you say it? Because I can't think of their names. But I know Stern was a huge fan. And by the way, they were crap. Every one of their songs was crap. And Mart will listen to some of this stuff in the backyard, and he'll say, and I'll have to relieve myself back in here in this 1876 Virginia City, Nevada-style bar to get away from that noise. All right, we'll get into a little writer's strike stuff when we return. And director James Cameron predicted this AI stuff and said, you should have listened to me when we return on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on Rumble.com and YouTube.
return to Outlaw Radio's Demons of Decadence.
I don't know. It could be my white guilt, but I'm starting to feel bad that I'm not giving Steve Abbott the credit that he so rightfully deserves. He's the guy in Wisconsin that began the whole sending Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio crew great cheese and sausage products from Wisconsin.
And came here a couple times.
Yeah, and Steve sent me the hat that I was wearing last hour. And I appreciate him very, very much.
Yeah.
And all of you, Beth, Tony, well, you know who you are.
All you guys.
And that company that wants to get in on this, they say, and I forget the name of the company, but they say they have the greatest cheese curds in all of Wisconsin.
Oh.
And I replied back to the dude who runs this major company in Wisconsin, and he obviously never heard from me. So he doesn't know that I got back to him, and I do want him to be in the running. He wants to send us cheese, tons of cheese. We will never turn down cheese or meat tidbits.
Ever.
Hooray for woke Hollywood shutting down. Well, not for you because you're losing money, right, Tattoo Dave?
Big time.
Okay, but for those Hollywood types, and you're not a Hollywood type. You just happen to be in the business.
Oh, I'm behind the scenes.
Director James Cameron predicts artificial intelligence Judgment Day, and he says, I warned you guys in 1984, and you didn't listen. In the Terminator movies, Skynet became...
sentient, self-aware.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It became self-aware precisely 2:14 a.m. Yeah, but you can say way before James Cameron. What was the movie? Donald, I'm looking at your, 2001
Space Odyssey.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
So, so James is taking credit for this, but I will tell you that it was Space Odyssey.
Well, there was another book, The Foreman Project, that did the same thing.
But we're talking about a book as opposed to a movie.
Well, it was made into a movie.
I'm talking... Really?
The Foreman Project, yes.
Before
really, it was a book first, Mark?
Before Space Odyssey?
Oh, my God, what a concept.
In the Terminator, Skynet becomes sentient at precisely 2:14 a.m., August 29th, 1997, leading to Judgment Day and the destruction of civilization. While real-life artificial intelligence technology still has a long way to go, James Cameron is predicting a similarly dire outcome for mankind. And unfortunately, he may not be wrong about this. I mean, the way this is going, and now, the striking Hollywood writers are not only outraged over AI, this artificial intelligence, but they're really pissed at Universal Studios trimming trees that gave them shade in the picket line.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
This is the best. Hollywood writers are pissed off and outraged over Universal Studios trimming trees that provided them shade while on strike in the Writers Guild of America picket line. Chris Stevens, a comedian and TV writer who's been on strike, says, when people who hate me go to war, my only moral obligation is to hope for a long and destructive war. I don't know.
That's what's happening.
I don't know if Chris Stevens said that, but I will tell you, I just said that because... it would be nice if you weren't a part of this so I could go full bore.
Go full, I don't care.
No, but full bore is, who gives an F about you?
It's already been proven. It's the public outrage and the public
not much,
idea,
right?
Not much outrage.
Yeah.
Hollywood's been on strike now the writers have been on strike now for 2 months, and the actors are on strike with them, proving only that we can do without Hollywood.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
And we'd rather watch YouTube and TikTok and
So you know what happened here over the last several years? All of this crap at the award shows and all this political BS out of the pie holes of these ignorant, idiot, stick, dumbass. I wanted to call them something other than thespians or actors.
Performers?
No, not even performers. They're simply
they're members. That's what they are. They're just members.
Read crap from a book and then they recite it on the big screen and or television. I had it with you friggin' idiots, and I think it's finally coming to roost.
You know what, Matt?
All of this political crap that you have been spouting at the award shows, half of America is finally, really, you're on strike? Go screw yourself. Yeah. Don't you think so, Tattoo Dave?
I do. I believe that. And, the worst part
They've
about
had it.
The whole thing is a membership thing. The people that don't care because they're actors and bartenders, not actors, they're bartenders, waiters, they have other jobs. So the majority voting members, the members that are voting, the majority, aren't making a living acting or writing.
No. When you say the majority, we're talking about over 90%.
Yes.
Over 90% of the union dues are paid by people who are not making money, but they still want to do the one gig a year so they can get their benefits, their health benefits, and so on.
And it's more than that. But
all right, my thanks to Tattoo Dave. My thanks to Mark C.G. Boyer. Yeah. My thanks to my brother Mark for not being here today.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit peaceful.
A little peaceful. My thanks to HR man Billy Dilly. I love you, buddy.
Love you, Billy.
I will continue to be Magic Matt on Outlaw Radio. Now, don't. Yeah, so you could have hit it again, and then
I did.
No, I know you finally did, but
yeah, I should have.
I must tell you that according to my dead buddy Milt Larson, creator of the Magic Castle in Hollywood, and I am convicted by saying bumblebees can't fly. Thank you for being there. Why'd you do it?
I did it by accident.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red
farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
Sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Round here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
These farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this